Welcome, everyone. If you've ever poured your heart and soul into digitizing your old film, you know how frustrating it can be to get that truly perfect scan. Well, in this explainer, we're going to unlock a pro-level technique that archivists use. It's going to totally transform your results by tackling the one thing that's been sabotaging your images all along, the light itself. So, let's start with something I bet you've all faced. You've got a fantastic camera, a super sharp macro lens, a really solid copy stand setup, but the final image just looks kind of flat. It's milky, the blacks aren't really black, the colors just don't pop. You try to fix it in Photoshop, but it never feels quite right. I'm here to tell you, that's not your fault. It's not your camera, it's not your editing skills, it's a problem with physics, and it's happening the moment you press the shutter.
Okay, so let's dive in and fix this. We're going to come at this step by step. First, we'll lay down the absolute non-negotiable foundation for a sharp scan. Then we'll pinpoint the hidden enemy that's killing your contrast. After that, we'll bring in our first line of defense with a simple filter. And finally, we'll unveil the ultimate technique for a genuinely flawless archive quality scan.
Before we even start talking about fancy filters or light, we have to talk about geometry. Seriously, because if you don't get this first part right, absolutely nothing else we do is going to matter. It all starts with perfect, uncompromising alignment.
Now, this might seem super basic, but it is the absolute bedrock of a sharp scan. You can't just eyeball your camera position, ever. The sensor in your camera has to be at a perfect 90-degree angle to the film. The easiest way to do this is with a simple spirit level. Put one on your baseboard to make sure it's level, then put another one on the back of your camera. Tweak it until they're perfectly parallel. Even a 1-degree tilt will completely ruin your corner-to-corner sharpness, and there's just no fixing that in software. Get this right first.
All right, so you've done it. Your camera is perfectly aligned, you've guaranteed a sharp plane of focus, but you take the shot and there it is again, that milky haze. So what in the world is going on? Well, let's get to the real culprit. It has everything to do with the nature of light and the film itself.
Okay, this is crucial. You have to understand that a piece of film has two totally different sides. You've got the dull, matte side, that's the emulsion. That's where the picture, the image data, actually lives. But then you flip it over, and you've got the glossy base side, which is basically a shiny plastic backing. Now, you should always scan the emulsion side, but that glossy base is still down there, reflecting light from your light box straight back up into your camera lens, and that is what's contaminating your scan.
This nasty reflection actually has a name. It's called specular reflection. Just think of the glare you see off a calm lake or a window. It's light that's bouncing off a smooth surface in one single concentrated direction. For us, that glare is like a thin veil being draped over our image. It washes everything out, it keeps the blacks from being truly black, and it just sucks the life out of the colors. This is the enemy we need to defeat.
So how do we fight back against this invisible haze? This is where we get into the really cool pro tricks. And the first tool, maybe the most accessible one, is probably sitting in your camera bag right now. A circular polarizer.
Yeah, a circular polarizer, or a CPL, isn't just for making skies look more blue in your landscape shots. It works by blocking very specific waves of light, the polarized light that reflections are made of. It basically acts like a smart gate at the front of your lens. It lets all the good light from the image pass right through, but it slams the door shut on the bad light coming from that glare.
And this right here, this is the aha moment. It's amazing. With your camera on and in live view, you just screw the CPL onto your lens and start turning the front ring. And you will literally watch, in real time on your screen, that milky haze just vanish. The colors suddenly pop, the dark areas get deep and rich, and the whole image just snaps into focus with this incredible new contrast. It's a total game changer.
Now look, using a CPL on your lens is a huge leap forward. For most people, that's probably all you need. But if you're like me and you're aiming for the absolute, no compromise, best of the best archival result, we can take this idea one giant step further. The technique is called cross-polarization.
The concept is so simple but so powerful. Instead of just filtering the bad light as it comes into the lens, we're going to control the light at the source too. You just take a sheet of polarizing film and lay it over your light box. Then you keep the CPL on your lens. All you do is rotate your CPL until it's crossed against the sheet below, which creates this perfectly clean channel of light that kills pretty much all of those pesky reflections.
Okay, but here's where it gets kind of magical. There's this incredible side effect to cross-polarization. Because the setup is so good at eliminating reflections from the film's surface, it also makes a lot of minor surface flaws, like little scratches, scuffs, even some dust, practically invisible in the final scan. So this isn't just about getting better contrast, it's about getting a cleaner image. This is the secret to how the pros get those immaculate results.
So let's just recap the 3 tiers of quality real quick. Your standard setup, as long as it's perfectly aligned, that's good. It'll get you sharpness. Adding a CPL filter to that, that's way better. It cuts the haze and really boosts your color and contrast. But using cross-polarization, that's the best. That gets you maximum contrast and that flawless surface. It's the true archival standard.
You know, the biggest takeaway from all of this is really a shift in how you think about the problem. Instead of trying to fix issues like low contrast and haze after you've already taken the picture, the professional way is to solve the problem physically, before the light even gets to your camera. By managing the light itself with polarization, you get a level of quality and clarity that no amount of digital editing can ever truly match. So the real question is, are you ready to take control?